So I've decided to cancel my Conservative Party membership. Now, I could set out all the reasons in a really lengthy Word document, but the reality is I don't think people would spend the time to read it. Sorry, Paul. But yeah, that's why I've decided to put my opinions into this video instead. What I'm going to do is explain the reasons from a national level, looking at the national situation, but also, and importantly, local issues as well, that I don't think the Conservative Party have addressed in any way, shape or form. Now, I don't mean this is not going to be a toxic video, of course not. I will be naming specific people and specific councillors because I think it's really important to share the overall picture. But yeah, I'm going to offer my opinions and hopefully you'll understand the reasons for doing so. For the two people that want to get a bag of popcorn, be my guest. But for the rest of you, you probably want to watch this at 1.5 speed. Why not? And yeah, I think I'll go for a walk, get a clear picture of what I want to say, and yeah, I'll take you along with me. So why did I join the Conservative Party in the first place? Well, this was at a time when the Labour government were giving away free laptops to people, and when I was in the first year of when tuition fees were brought in for university students. And yeah, if you ever wondered why there were so many low-spec Acer Aspire laptops for sale on eBay, then yeah, that's the Labour government to thank for that. So I thought, there's no point being a keyboard warrior, because obviously social media was starting to get a bit more popular then. I thought I'll see what it's all about, and I joined. I was asked if I would like to stand for town council, and well, I thought, what have I got to lose? I was a paper candidate, and yeah, for some reason some people voted me in. So why the change of heart? Well, it was a huge shock to the Conservatives for Boston and Skegness when Richard Tice got elected as MP. We didn't think it would happen, you know, one of the safest seats in the UK, and boom. Yeah, pretty successful result for Richard, well deserved too. I decided to follow him because, you know, at the end of the day, he's representing our area. I need to know what's going on. And he was speaking a lot of truth. I dug into the manifesto of reform, and you know what? Taking thousands of people out of income tax thresholds and, you know, making work actually pay, you know, that was a true Conservative message. I thought, it's a bit interesting. Another surprise, well, probably not a surprise, but the one of Richard's first speeches in the Commons about the rental market and housing crisis for young people. And, you know, he made a very, very eloquent point that the reason why rent is going up and up and up and demand is increasing is because, well, the supply has been attacked and battered by Conservative policy. And Labour don't seem to be doing anything about it either. You know, they're going to impose Band C for EPC certificates. What's that going to do? It's just going to force people to sell their rental properties, which increases the rent prices. People then can't get on the property ladder because they're paying too much in rent. It spirals out of control. It's absolutely crazy. And he keeps speaking a lot of sense and core Conservative values to me. Now, one of my quite well-educated friends introduced me to a term, DINK. It's an acronym that's dual income, no children. And we're in a bit of a crisis, actually, when it comes to birth rate here in the UK. We can't rely on migration. Well, that's what we've been doing for, well, decades now. And the reality is we've got lots of dual income couples that are deciding not to have kids because of the expense. There's no support. Sure, there's a bit more free childcare places, but those places just don't exist. The nurseries can't afford to provide places for the fees that they're able to draw down from the government. We need some serious reform to entice young couples, millennials, Gen Zers, that actually having a family is fantastic. And it's also doing your part for king and country. It's just they're choosing not to for the obvious financial reasons. So yeah, there's lots of reasons nationally, but let's look at the MPs themselves. Now, you've got the current leader of the Conservative Party. You know, the reality is the majority of Conservative Party members did not vote her to be a leader. In my opinion, a good leader is chosen by the people. They don't manoeuvre in the background to try and take out their competition and backstab here and you know, that's to me, that's not what a good leader should be all about. Are there any people currently in Parliament that are nothing other than career politicians? I don't know. I don't really pay a huge amount of attention to them, to be honest, because they're not inspiring. Yeah, they might budge the price of beer a penny here and there and 2p a litre of petrol, but that's not going to make any difference. We need radical, big decisions, and it's just not happening currently in the UK. So that's one reason why I just don't align, or I don't align as much as I used to with Conservative policy. Just going to wait here for a few moments. So let's discuss a bit more locally then. What's happening locally within the Conservative Party? Now, I said I don't intend to be toxic or anything like that, but I do need to point out some individual names because the electorate needs to know what happens. Let's start with Lincolnshire County councillors. So right at the top, North, Colin Davey. I don't really know a huge amount about him, to be honest. I know he's a stereotypical career politician. You know, a really nice salary that goes with it, plus expenses, you know. What has he actually done? Other than, the Gateway project and that billboard that rotted away to oblivion. And then we've got Carl Macy. Now, as a councillor for the people of Skegness, you know, he's done a really good job. I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. He's followed things up, he's getting in contact with officers, he's helped resolve lots of matters, things like traffic regulation orders and all these sorts of good stuff. But as a Conservative councillor, all he cares about is towing the party line. And it needs to stop. We need to have a shake-up. You know, he was arguing that black was white when we were trying to ascertain who owned or who was responsible for the brick wall around the clock tower. He was adamant it was East Lindsey, arguing with his colleagues left, right and centre, his Conservative councillors, that no, it's got nothing to do with LCC. Well, it was. It just delayed matters. Then we've got Sue Nutman. Well, she's been completely absent from Skegness since she got elected, let's be perfectly honest. How can you think that that's acceptable? And about a year ago now, the Boston and Skegness Association, it was time for reselection of candidates. I was a bit annoyed with the fact that Sue was doing literally nothing in Skegness at all. It was Carl that was taking the slack for the entirety of Skegness. That's not right. And I decided to stand against her. The first set of selection, did my speech and to the Executive Council, and I got approved. Now, only the issue was, through some Conservative rules, it was rescinded. That decision was rescinded. That's absolutely fine, not a problem. I thought there's no way that people could support somebody that's literally completely absent from Skeg. But yeah, general election came, huge shake-up, thank you very much. That postponed the reselection committee. So I put my name down again, and this time there was plenty of whipping and manoeuvring going on. The old guard of the Skegness and Boston Association decided not to rock the boat. Oh, don't worry, we lost this general election. I don't think they've ever lost a general election in their lifetimes, to be honest, but yeah, that's fine. We'd lose a general election. We don't need to change. We'll stick with what we know, safe Sue. And, what was that? Fine, no problem. So we fast forward, to now, and we received notification that Sue's no longer standing. She's had a bit of pressure put on her to deliver. Hey, off he goes. All right then, come on. It's too late now. So yeah, decided to reapply, seeing as though Sue's now dropped down, and again, there's a bit of manoeuvring in the background, and I decided to not pursue it because, to be fair, there's a couple of half decent candidates that I know that would do a pretty good job at Lincolnshire County Council, so I decided, do you know what, it's not a battle for me. I'm more interested in unity, and that is the name of the Conservative and Unionist Party. At the end of the day, we need to be together as a team. A few days of thinking about it, I just don't think that's the case, to be honest. So then we've got Wendy Bokett. She does quite a lot of work for Wainfleet, don't get me wrong, she's quite well liked. But when challenged about the state of the A52 Wainfleet bypass, that it's literally a rattle trap, she just said it's absolutely fine. The whole point is, all of these Lincolnshire County Councillors, Conservative Lincolnshire County Councillors, all just stick together, follow the status quo. Why? Because they get a whacking great big salary for doing so. And expenses, of course. And if they toe the pipeline, they might be offered a chairmanship of a non-important committee of some kind. It's another cushy few thousand pounds in the bank. So, that can all be taken away. Now, I'm not saying that these people aren't worth, a councillor isn't worth paying, because you know what, some people do work a lot of hours. Anton Danny's well liked in Boston and seems to be doing a pretty good job, for example. But if they're not towing the party line, they're shut out. Needs to change. So we've got a couple of years of Lincolnshire County Council left before it gets consolidated into a Lincolnshire Unitary Authority. Thank goodness. Let's shake up the career politicians that have had it quite cushy for the past few decades. And that's local. That's my reason why locally I think it's time for me to give up being a Conservative. Am I upset? A little bit, but if I'm being perfectly honest, there are plenty of other things out there that more inclines to my way of thinking. So yeah, closing thoughts then. If you've managed to get it this far into the video, my God, thanks. But yeah, I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna cancel the membership, and I'm going to join an organisation that best represents my views and, in my opinion, that's going to do a better job at sorting the country out in Lincolnshire and Skegness. Thank you very much for watching, and yes, I'll speak to you soon.